أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ أوحيت إلى الحواريين أن آمنوا بي وبرسولي قالوا آمنا واشهد بأننا مسلمون. إذ قال الحواريون يا عيسى ابن مريم هل يستطيع ربك أن ينزل علينا مائدة من السماء قال اتقوا الله إن كنتم مؤمنين. قالوا نريد أن نأكل منها وتطمئن قلوبنا ونعلم أن قد صدقتنا ونكون عليها من الشاهدين. قال عيسى ابن مريم اللهم ربنا أنزل علينا مائدة من السماء تكون لنا عيدا لأولنا وآخرنا وآية منك وارزقنا وأنت خير الرازقين. قال الله إني منزلها عليكم فمن يكفر بعض منكم فإني أعذبه عذابا لا أعذبه أحدا من العالمين. Surah Maidah verse 111 till 115. The translation is وَإِذْ أَوْحَيْتُ إِلَى الْحَوَارِيِّينَ, and when I enjoined on the disciples of Isa والسلام, who were called Hawariyin, an aminu bi, that you worship, that you believe in me, wa bi rasuli, and in my prophet salam, that is Hazrat Isa salam. Qalu, they said, Amanna, O Allah, we have believed in you and your prophet salam, washhad bi annana muslimun. So bear witness of the fact that we have submitted to you. If qala al-hawariyuna, when the disciples of Isa salam said, Ya Isa ibn Maryam, O Isa the son of Maryam salam, Hal yastati'u rabbuka an yunazzila alayna ma'idatan minas sama. Is it possible that your Lord sends down on us a table spread full of food from the sky? Qala, so Isa salam said, Ittaqullah, fear Allah, in kuntum mu'minin, if you are believers. Qalu, the disciples said, Nuridu an na'kula minha, we want to eat from that food. وَتَطْمَئِنَّ قُلُوبُنَا, and satisfy our hearts. وَنَعْلَمَ أَنْ قَدْ صَدَقْتَنَا, and we want to know that you spoke the truth to us. وَنَكُونَ عَلَيْهَا مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ, and we want to become witness on this, that is the table spread. قَالَ Isa ibn Maryam, so Isa bin Maryam alayhi salam said, Allahumma, O Allah, Rabbana, our sustainer, Anzil alayna, send down on us ma'idata, a table spread full of food, minas sama, from the sky, takunu lana, so that it becomes for us Eidan, something to feel happy about, li awwalina, for our present generations, wa akhrina, and for our future generations, wa ayatam mink, and a sign from you, O Allah. Warzukna, so now feed us the food, wa anta khairur raziqeen, and you are the best of those who provide food or sustain. Qalallahu, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Inni munazziluha alaykum, I am going to send down the tablecloth on you. فَمَن يَكْفُرْ بَعْضُ مِنْكُمْ, so whoever is thankless from amongst you after it is sent down, فَإِنِّي أُعَذِّبُهُ, so I will punish him, عَذَابًا, with a punishment, لَا أُعَذِّبُهُ أَحَدًا مِنَ الْعَالِمِينَ, with which I have not punished anybody in all the worlds. These verses relate an incident from the life of Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, when his disciples, who are called Hawariyun, they demanded from him a miracle, that Allah sends down a table spread full of food from the sky. And in Arabic, that table spread is called Maidah. A table spread full of food is called Maidah, and that is also the name of the surah. So this is the incident on which the surah has been named. So in verse 111, Allah SWT is telling us about the believing of those disciples. So Allah SWT says, وَإِذْ أَوْحَيْتُ إِلَى الْحَوَارِجِينَ أَنْ آمِنُوا بِي وَبِرَسُولِي. So I enjoined upon these disciples that they should believe in me and they should believe in my messenger, that is Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And that is in fact the contract that Allah SWT has given to every Prophet alayhi salam, that he has sent down in this world. Every Prophet has given the same message, that believe in Allah and believe in me, that is the messenger alayhi salam. So every prophet has had his own kalima, but the basic message was the same, that you first believe in Allah, that only Allah deserves to be worshipped and Allah is alone. So believe in Allah with all His characteristics and in His being, and then believe in His messenger who is in front of you. So that is the contract that you should sign, and then inshallah, based on that contract, if you follow it, then you will enter paradise. So the same contract is given to us as followers of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as well, that we have to believe in La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, which means the same thing. They believe in Allah and believe in Prophet. So follow Allah and follow the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So the disciples were enjoined for the same thing, and then they replied that Amanna, that we have believed, and indeed they had believed from their hearts. Washhad bi annana muslimun, so please bear witness that we are amongst the believers. We are amongst those who submit. A Muslim is someone who has submitted himself or herself to Allah and every one of His orders. That is called a Muslim, who submits, who forgets about his or her own desires and submits to the desires of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the orders of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So the disciples said, Washhad, that bear witness, because on the day of judgment, every Prophet alayhi salam is going to bear witness regarding their own people, that what kind of deeds they did. So they said that please bear witness that we are now the believers. So on the day of judgment, so that we get the right testimony from our Prophet alayhi salam, who was Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about a very strange wish that these disciples made to Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. So they said that, O Isa alayhi salam, does your Lord have the power to send down on us a table spread which is full of food, and that also from the sky? So in other words, they demanded a miracle from Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. Now when you have believed in Allah, and when you see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you rizq every day, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you see other signs how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is running the universe by the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, and the winds and the clouds and the rain and the agriculture, and how a person is born, how a person grows up, and you see the animals, and you see a system in place, you see a discipline in place, so you know that someone is running this big system. So you don't really need to see miracles. It does not. There's no need for seeing a miracle, especially when you see such powerful signs, and you have also believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger alayhi salam. So in this context, this wish by the disciples was really strange, and in fact it could be considered, one might say that it was disrespectful for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they already knew everything, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is indeed doing it. So that's why Isa alayhi salam told them that ittaqullah, be afraid of Allah. What kind of demand are you making? Why you need this demand? You are not a disbeliever, because the demand for miracles was generally brought forth by the disbelievers, as the Quraysh demanded Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he should split the moon into two parts or several parts. So this kind of demand is always brought by the disbelievers. So why you are so fear Allah? There is no need to bring such a demand. in kuntum mu'minin, that if you are indeed the believers, and indeed you are the believers, so why you are demanding such a miracle? So then the disciples, they provided the explanation. So they said that nuridu an na'kula minha, that we know that this food which comes down from the sky, definitely it's going to be full of barakah, it's going to be full of blessings, because it's going to come directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we want to eat from that blessing. So that's reason number one. The other reason was watatmainna qulubuna, that we want to satisfy our hearts that indeed uh, whatever we have believed in is indeed the truth. So we just want to increase our belief. We are not doubtful of anything, but we just want to see it, so that our belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you, Isa alayhi salam, so it should increase. So we want to satisfy our hearts that indeed we are on the right track. And the reason number three they gave was وَنَعْلَمَ أَنْ قَدْ صَدَقْتَنَا, that so that we can know that the message that you brought forth and the message that we have accepted is indeed the true message, and you are indeed telling the truth. So we just want to increase our belief in that. It's not that the belief is not there, the belief is there, but we want to increase it. And then they said that وَنَكُونَ عَلَيْهَا مِنَ الشَّاهِدِينَ, that so that we can also, this is the fourth reason, that we can become the witness for those people who are not present here right now, so that we can tell them that, oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down this miracle, and then they will also start believing more, and maybe some more people will convert to Christianity, so your religion will spread. So they give these four reasons, and they gave them, they that pretty much explained everything that they were thinking. And so Isa alayhi salam realized that these guys, my disciples, they want to, they are doing it for their belief. They are not doubting anything. And so he prayed to Allah. He said that Allahumma wa Allah, send down on us Maidatam minas sama, so a table spread full of food from the sky, takunu lana aidan, so that it can become, something, a source of happiness. Aidan means a source of happiness, a source of content, li awwalina, for those who are present here right now, wa akhirina, and for the future generations who are going to come, because in the present, the people, they will tell the others who are coming later on about this miracle, and then their belief will increase. Va'ayatam mink, and this will also be a sign from you, and that sign is also going to increase the belief of the believers, and it is going to be something to realize, for the disbelievers, that it might become a hujjat for them, it might become something that can be presented to them on the day of judgment, that okay, this is what happened, but still you did not believe. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied that okay, inni munazziluha alaykum, so okay, I am going to send this tablecloth on you and your people, obviously, but there is a condition, and the condition is that I'm going to give some orders about it. So it is written in different tafasir that the food that came down was basically bread and meat, and the condition was that you're not supposed to save anything at the time of eating. So when you are eating, you're not supposed to save anything for the next time or the next day. But what happened was that they went against the orders of Allah, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told them that if you do it, if faman yakfur, that if you are thankless and you don't follow me what I'm saying, then fa inni u'adhibuhu adhaban la u'adhibuhu ahada min al-alamin, that I'm going to give such a punishment that I don't give to anybody in the whole world. And what happened was that their faces, the people who disregarded this condition, so their faces became like that of monkeys and pigs. Na'udhu billah, aliyaza billah. So from this, from these verses, what we realize is that we should not demand miracles from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because they are against the natural way of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has programmed the universe. And we have no need, being Muslims, we have no need to see miracles, because the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself decided to show us are enough for us. They are even enough for the disbelievers right now, whether they are Christians or Jews or Hindus, or Buddhist. The signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put forth right now in the universe, they are enough for the whole world to start believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we don't need to see miracles, but if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows us something, if something extraordinary happens to us, for example, we get to eat something really extraordinary, we get to eat really good food every day, so we should be even more thankful. So if you are blessed more, then you should worship more. You can see other people in what conditions the other Muslims are living. For example, one can see what is happening in Gaza, and so many people are being martyred, women and children are being martyred, but many Muslims are sitting at homes, and they are feeling comfortable. They have their luxuries with them, they have good food, they have a good life. So that's something to be really thankful, and something to pray for the people of Gaza as well. So this is the message, that if you have an extraordinary blessing from Allah, then you should definitely worship Him more, thank Him more, and be afraid more of your akhirat.